Let me say special greetings to you, Ohenere. 16 years on the standpoint. Amazing, amazing. 16 years. Well done to you. And to our youngest listener, Nyamia Nyonyam, thanks for tuning in. We have an amazing show today. We have an absolute amazing show for you today. And I hope that it sits down well. It's one of those shows that we call airtime wasting shows. And those are always the hard shows. So let's hope it goes down. It goes down well. Who's on there on the roll call list? So I can Evans, Komladovo Aristo from Koforidia, Nana Seth Theodore inside Burma Camp. I see you, and thanks for tuning in. I'm sure Laurentia is tuned in there somewhere. My people from Ebrew must be tuned in. Apredi, greetings to you, to Apredi, greetings to you. And I know Abek will tell me that playtime is over very soon. Abek will tell me playtime is over very soon. So yes. Let's take it away. Let's take it away. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. And you know, I will definitely say that again. I said until the lions have their own historian, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And I say, thank God it's Monday. Blessed to be alive, grateful to meet up once again to perform one of radio's finest rituals every Monday at this time. Make it a date, make it a point. Every Monday at this time, we meet up here. And we do on Joy 99.7 FM, on YouTube, on Facebook. So there's always a time to catch up. Folks, what can I say? Probably the longest talk show on Ghana radio. Probably the longest talk show on Ghana radio. Week in, week out, we meet up here. And when we do, it's just that fine moment. The ideas that are shared, the wisdom that are poured, folks, the knowledge we experience is what has kept the show going for so long. And for that, I always say thank you. Now, our topic today, folks, sector by sector. Sector by sector. Now, what do I mean? Well, let's all gather and make truth good. Folks, this week and the past weeks has been very tense, probably turbulent politically. Issues upon issues. Sales of hotels, nomination of MPP running mate, the marginalization of Nkrumah. But rightfully so. If it concerns the people, then it must be dealt with. Now, usually when matters arise like this, I get pushed or asked or, people want to know, what's your comment? I mean, what's your opinion? And they want to deal with the subject on that's my opinion. What's your opinion on it? But sometimes, folks, I feel the matter has been dealt with from all angles. Or that maybe I have not read into the details, the nitty-gritty of the details. It's just what has been bundled on air. And, it's very dangerous to just go on air and just, base your show based on what people have said on air. You must see for yourself, get the facts. Sometimes too, folks, just for peace to reign. But folks, while all this is good, I fear we may be repeating a legendary mistake. Folks, we may be repeating a legendary mistake. We give our power, folks, we give our power, our sovereignty, our country to persons and hope that it will be well. We hand over all these crucial details and just hope that it will be well. And the very scary part is that, folks, like night will follow day and morning comes after, we seem to be left in the worst state all the time. And so we complained, oh, Kufuor buying here, Kufuor is no good. And then males, God bless you, oh, males are buying here, we're struggling. And every Christmas you go to the shops and the market women I say, oh, last Christmas was better as for this Christmas year. And you cry. People are just roaming in the market, they're not buying. Mahama is not good. Then now it's a Kufuor, oh, it's a Kufuor is not good. So folks, each time the country seems to sink a bit lower. From fuel, food, general access, cost of living. Things get tighter. Duties at the port, exchange rates, the quantum of things that we import. But let me spare you on those details. Folks, if the trajectory continues, that the next government is going to leave us in a worse state than they found it, then please, let's all go and order our coffins now. Then let's all just start ordering our coffins now. It's about 4 months and 3 weeks to elections. Now, I thought it was 6 months. Engineer Boachi says, who told you 6 months? 4 months and 3 weeks to election. And we are looking for a savior who at least, folks, at least will leave us where they found us. One that will leave us at least where they found us. Because if things should get any worse than this, if things get any worse than this, it will spell doom. People, businesses will not survive, cannot survive. Folks, we are just looking for one who would at least. Think about it, folks. More youth unemployment, more bad roads, more worse food in the schools than it is today. The city to fall any further. Folks, I'm saying let us take sector by sector. Let us diagnose it, lay it bare, and ask what plans they have for us. Let us demand what plans they have for us. Because if we follow the usual political way, we may miss the vital and crucial point and chase personalities and chase utterances and chase, things. But the very reason for which we are going to vote, handing over your country for somebody to fix it, we cannot gloss over it. Today, I want us to look at education. First of all, the fundamental question of what void in the nation is our education meant to fill? That question hasn't been answered yet since Gordonsberg left. What void in the nation is our education meant to fill? If we are sending children to school to come back to come and do what? What opportunities, what void, what spaces are they supposed to come and plug? But yet we are sending millions and millions through. And we are gloating on the numbers rather than the effect. Oh, 2 million went, 600,000 went, 700,000 went. But the effect, we may be overlooking. To what end? From the formation years of education, there are not enough nurseries in the nation. The teachers for kindergarten, folks, seems to be those at the lower end of education. The ones who have least education seem to be the ones in kindergarten. And at that point where the child's brain is empty, we give them someone who has little exposure to fertilizing. Folks, the teacher can only teach what they know. With all the best intentions, they can only teach what they know. The psychology that the children need, The demand for today's child, the demand for today's child, the exposure that child needs to have, the etiquette, the courtesy. If you give that child to a teacher who has no knowledge about it, no matter how much love the teacher has, the teacher can't teach. What are we doing about it? Folks, at least half of the schools have no places of convenience. The other half have no access to internet. The other half are struggling for furniture. Send the child through school. 6 years of primary, or maybe 7 years of primary, 3 years of JSS, and they don't encounter a computer. He went to do what? She went to do what? But these are the challenges we face. Folks, the gap between rural schools and city schools, particularly the primary, are just too wide, too huge, which literally condemns the rural child to failure. And these days, the social class line, is so sharp, where the underprivileged are not able to mingle with the privileged ones. Privileged ones are on their iPad things. They don't even come out so they can play football with anyone. In our days, it didn't care whether you were rich or poor. We all played football together, played chaskele together, play your discourse together. You have to come out and mingle. But the social standing and situations today is deepening this crack. And their future will be very interesting. Very interesting. When they now grow up and they have to share the world. And they've never met before. By this, what I mean is, those who are rich have only mingled with the rich. Those who are poor have only stayed with the poor. But now they have to live together. It's the challenge we face. And we need solutions. Then JSS, folks, which was set up to train the brain, the heart, and the hands. It's not doing that. It's not doing that. To train the brain, the heart, and the hand. It's not doing that. Almighty free SHS is complaining about the quality that's coming in from JSS. Folks, Dr. Baumia says, I will improve it. Mahama says, I will review it. I don't know what Alan's position is, but it's just too broad and shallow considering what we are facing. Improve and review. Charlie, we need details and timelines. The universities are saying the quality of students given them from the SHS is just nothing to write home about. Folks, the job market is saying that the universities are churning out, what they are churning out is of no good quality. So they literally have to come and start afresh. Within the universities themselves, folks, things are so rigid that students who are not allowed to do certain courses will travel outside, pursue the same course, come back to the country, qualified, and practice. Ghana University will say, well, you did arts or business, so you can't pursue medicine. Yet the same students will go outside with the same subjects and fulfill their dream of becoming a doctor or a pharmacist or a nurse, whatever. Are we looking to make this flexible? Because the numbers coming in are coming in thick and they're coming in fast. Folks, this phenomenal or clerical education, are there any plans to shift this momentum so people have the pride and actually look for apprenticeship, skills, precision skills, quality skills? Are there any plans to shift this momentum? Folks, what and where are the policies? 4 months to time. What and where are the policies, the strategies, the implementation methods? And most importantly, folks, cashews. Where is the money going to come from? How much is it going to cost? And for how long? These are the things that by now we should be discussing, so that we know that if you're going for A or you're going for B, these are the things you're looking at. These are the sacrifices you have to put in to get this, or these are the gains. You need to ask these things. But if we focus all too much on the way I say and the personality, we may miss the very vital ingredients or point or reason for which we vote. Folks, what is the point? If we don't demand these details now, what is the point? What will happen is we just get angry with one government, put them out with anger, hand over the country to the next, wait till they also mess up, and then we get angry and vote them out, or somebody serves their term, and then we vote them out. The status quo remains. The status quo still remains. Folks, what are our current problems? Every country has peculiar problems. And based on your problems, whilst you're bringing your youth or your children up, you equip them and then solve the problem. What's our problem, folks? Negative mindset, bad work attitude, lies, unnecessary lies, overslept. Only do light off, and my mom was sick. Now I have to rush him to the hospital. You just overslept. Dishonesty. How many people have set up businesses, leave it, gone back, and it's just collapsed because the person looking after it feels that they should also be equally as rich as the one who set up the business, and they want to be rich overnight. Shortcutism. Folks, shortcutism, superstition, filth, chaos, noise pollution, general lack of exposure. General lack of exposure. Lack of good quality skills that needed to build the country. We are 7 million houses upside down. 7 million houses upside down. Do we have the artisans and the expertise to build 7 million houses? Do we have railway engineers to fix the trains when they're broken down? Bauxite, are we training people so that eventually when we mine this bauxite, we have expertise? And is education responding to it? Can education respond to it? If so, how? What's the plan? What's the budget? How long would it take? Maybe now that organized labor is on the move, we have to appeal to them to get the running mates to, tell us, we don't want all these big fat manifestos that nobody reads. Sector by sector, but nasi. Talk to us in plain English and plain language. What ideas are you bringing on board to move us forward? Because from where we are now, and then we cannot go back. Yet to me, realistically, should we drop any further back? People will not survive. Businesses will not survive. They will lay people off. People will cut their medicines. Instead of taking 3 a day, you manage 1 and see if it's going to work. That's the problem. That's the reality. You get a ball of kenke, you split in 2 and eat 1 and wait and then eat the other half. If you eat it all, you're done for the day. And these realities, sometimes you can be in a certain position. It sounds like a joke, but that's reality for people. And if we don't equalize and bring students out to come and identify this problem and solve it, then we're all going to be in trouble. So we want a plan, simple facts and explanations. Now, I know the issues are broad and varied, but today, folks, we are sticking to education. We are sticking to education today, right? What are some of the answers you need? What are some of the timelines you need? What are some of the reforms you need. Those of you in the education sector, call in. And let's talk education. One day, we'll bring the road sector, we'll bring the agri sector, we'll bring all these other sectors, and then we'll deal with it. So, no, these are real hard challenges. And so, if you're going to run the country where all these things are going to come in your jurisdiction or you have power over these things, what would you do? I'll fix it. Hey, I'll fix it doesn't become into my head. Fix it, say. How will you fix it? Where will you get the money to fix it? How long will it take you to fix it? How long will it take you to fix it? And so today, sector by sector, we'll be taking it one sector after the other and asking and demanding, what are the details do you have? And where would you find the money? How will you implement it? Give me a call and let's talk about it. Sticking to education, and sticking to education. So I know it's broad, but let's stick to education, yeah? So give me a call and let's go. It's 0302216541. 0302216541. If you just tune in, I say we are taking it sector by sector. We need to take our country sector by sector. Everywhere, from lands commission, land registry, land management, we take everything. But today, we're just doing education. I'm starting with education. And I'm appealing to all of us that we shouldn't get our eye off the ball. Because it's very easy. Start chasing. Oh, he said this. He said that. Oh, where's your driver? Maybe where's your essay? No. It's taking too much of our time. It's taking too much of our time. Now, agroniform. What do you have for us? And how do you intend to fix it? Nana is on the line. Hello, Nana.
Nana Ansah Kwao.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Nana Kwasi.
Yes.
Nana Kwasi, let me hear you.
My beef with you, you there, let me keep quiet.
Nana, you can't have a beef with me or not. Who the enemy?
Okay. So, you talk about, let's focus on education, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I know that when we're growing up, everybody wants their child to be a lawyer, doctor, and the like. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That thing I'm thinking so well, to the extent that we made it look like having a handiwork. If you have a handiwork, it means that one will brand. You see. So right now that we are looking at our education, and I think that thing also has influenced the kind of education system we had. What we inherited from our colonial masters, how much of changes have we done to it to suit us? So we don't just copy blindly.
Let me just add a little bit to the colonization business. You see, they needed clerks at the time, and so they set up the education to come and fill that void.
Yeah.
People to register cocoa 10 bags, no register. Stay, no register. So they identified, said this country needs clerks, so let's produce clerks. It's after our needs have changed. What have we done?
Exactly the point. You say you are independent. You control your own affairs. So you are in your country. You know what your state is. You know what you need. You know the kind of job opportunities you have here. What have you done going forward? It looks like it's just the same old thing being recycled. Recently that the curriculum was changed, it took like 5 or 4 years to just get textbooks. Even up to today, textbooks, it's not coming. Nana Ansah Kwao. So the solution is, how are we even going to go about it? Because it's all about the fundamentals. You get the fundamentals right, you get your priorities right, you get the goal right, then you build on that. Everybody is talking about their manifesto as what they want to do with education. So then I'll shift to These people that we call Council of State, and these people that I know we have people who oversee this whole national development, what, that they are paying them, So then I tend to ask myself, and then what are they doing for us? Nana? Because everyone was talking about their manifesto. So that's how come there was a time Kufo will come, will change the education standard to extend it. Somebody else will come, will also reduce it. So it's not really necessarily about what is going to help the country. It's about what somebody thinks they should do. Nana? So I think maybe going forward, let's start from the basics again. Doesn't matter what we've got into. Let's start from the basics again. Let's get the constitution. Everything starts and ends there, Nana. The constitution, because you can push and push and push, and they'll tell you that, well, the constitution does not force me to. You understand? So let's start from there. Maybe we need to do some amendments whereby we can hold some of these people to some of this, so that you don't have leeway and just come and do anything that you want. And the next government comes and says, well, I'm not going to touch it because I'm not mandated to.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Derek. Hello, Derek.
Hello, sir, Nana.
Yeah, Derek, let me hear you.
Nana, the way I see the whole thing is, we have to structure our education around our problem. We are an agrarian country. If the term education and maybe more emphasis is placed on agri, there it will attract a lot of people. Because now, to me, the public service can absorb the so-called unemployment funding. So if the employment facilities are attractive, and then maybe the agri facilities are not that garden type, sponsorship and then loans that they are giving out, and then it's tailored that maybe plantations and commercial farming, with maybe a scientific research back in it, then we can step up and then maybe 70% or 60% of the unemployed you will be attracted to that sector, and it will help us. But everybody want to do the humanities. How many of those have graduates holding those degrees are going to be employed? So that's the problem. We have a problem. There has to be a home-based solution. So if the education system is not helping that in that direction, then practically what at the end of the day will be zero.
Well, Derek, thank you very much. I think I have Emmanuel is on the line. Hello, Emmanuel.
Hello.
Hi, is that Emmanuel?
Yes, my name is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, let me hear you.
Okay.
Let me hear your comments.
Is that Ansah Kwao?
Yes, it is, Emmanuel.
Oh, Ansah Kwao, yes. In fact, I really appreciate whatever you are doing for the Mother Ghana. But I just want to know the question you just asking.
Yeah.
I understand there will be a debate coming between Mahama and Baumia, which I know you are a journalist. Go out there, ask them this question. Let them answer. Let them give you an answer to this question. Nana. So.
Mate, Emmanuel, thank you very much for calling 0302216541. Kwabna is on the line. Hello, Kwabna.
Hello, Nana. Nana, how are you doing?
I'm very well, my brother.
Nana, today you made me teary. You made me teary this afternoon in the United States.
Hey,
that even for one sector, education is full of so much problems that we don't know how to maneuver. And it appears, like I've been saying all the time, the future is very bleak for Ghana right now. Because when you see the numbers coming out of, like you said, you see the population growth, right? We are about 37 million right now. And you see the numbers coming out of free SHS, from basic school JHS to free SHS. Then it becomes scary. we have to slow down. Like you said, we need to slow the rate of progression, right? So we need to allow the kids to stay longer in school, especially in free SHS. Why are we in a hurry to allow them to use only 2.5 years to complete free SHS? When they come out, they don't have anything to do. Like you said, we need to slow down. We need to allow them to be in school for at least 4 years and inculcate, like you said, some of these trade programs, right? Trade programs into the curriculum, so that they are well trained, so that when they come out, at least they can find something to do. Finally, let me make this point. You talked about preschool education. Preschool education. Ask yourself, how many preschools are attached to the regular basic school in the public sector? It's only in the private schools. The public schools don't have any preschool education. They don't. So a Ghanaian family will spend so much money. Some of them spend about 2,500 to 3,000 Ghana cedis every term on a preschooler. So, like you said, we don't have the personnel to get the foundation right so that they can get into the mainstream education.
And so that's why I'm saying that. I mean, if we can have conversations like this, we know that these are issues. So that when people are now vying for power, we need to tell them, yeah, how new? I have malaria. Do you have coatem?
That is the reason why this is the final point I want to make. This is the final point I want to make. With all these problems, like I said to you, who is the vice president? The vice president who is running for president is now telling us that he is now coming to fix it. Why? Are Ghanaians dumb? Excuse my language. Kids, please excuse my language. Are Ghanaians dumb that they are harboring this vice president? In other jurisdictions, this vice president even wouldn't have the moral right to say, I'm putting myself out for the Ghanaian people to consider me as a president. They'll rather consider somebody who isn't part of the cabinet of Nana Akufo-Addo, because they've messed up. And finally, let me make this last point. We don't have workforce where young Ghanaians can go and have training for, like I said, soft skills, right? In America, they have these workforces. They go there to learn how to write resumes. They go there to get trained as to how to behave in the workplace, how to dress, how to behave, and all that. We don't have it. So now everybody's complaining that the Ghanaian workforce is, like you said, dishonest. They are lazy and all that. We have a long place to go, and I believe Joy FM, Dana, Joy FM should take the first step and invite these guys next week for a debate, at least on education. Invite Alan Chemantin and invite John Mahama. Don't invite what's his name? Baumia. Invite Alan Chemantin and John Mahama for a debate, and let's see how they are going to compete against each other. Thank you very much.
Governor, thank you too. Kobe is in Tesano. Hello, Kobe.
Good evening.
Good evening, Kobe.
Nana, anytime, I'm very young, just 35 years, but growing up in our education system, I remember that when you go to second, even GSS or primary, we have textbooks in school that they give to us. You use it when you finish that term, then your brother also that come will take the same thing and use it. With that, it makes what our parents spend, it comes down. So sometimes when I sit down and say, no, what is the good that they are doing about this kind of free education thing? Then if the parents tell they want to be sincere, the money they spend, provision, and some other stuff before the children go to school, Nana, it's not easy. It's not easy. So sometimes when as a caller before, the previous caller said that there will be a debate. Debate for what? What is Baumia coming to debate Mahama for? If Baumia having a debate, he should sit down and go to the community and go and ask the people some questions. And they should stop lying to us. Now, with the youth now, we are getting angry. Look at the way this man alone talk. More than 10 minutes. You can feel the anger in his heart. More than 10 minutes. Are we going forward? We have friends in other countries. They are calling us. They are telling us, "Charlie, this place them about any but Charlie Dubai." Yes, we are hearing those things. Do they know what they are putting into us? Do they know what they are putting into our mind? Some of us, Nana, to be frank, if we get the chance, if we get a chance, we will do more than what happened in Kenya. Because Bible said that if you are a father, you have not done any property for your children. It's a curse. Today, our grandfathers have done it. Our fathers came to destroy it. What is my son going to tell me tomorrow if I didn't do anything for him? My father is a useless man. He couldn't do anything for me. Look at our education. Children just finished writing BEC. No textbook the whole term. They couldn't even select school. And we are calling ourselves that we say that we are going for a debate. You have to be ashamed of yourself calling for a debate. The person that you said that we say incompetent, wants me, yes, she, incompetent. When you came, what did you do? The devil you know is better than the angel we don't know. Now, good evening.
Good evening to you. Emmanuel.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Emmanuel. Let me hear you.
All right. I'm driving, so I'll be brief.
Sure.
Be very brief. All that the questions that you ask on board is very intelligent, very nice question. But what I would like to ask is, if our leaders are to be probed and accountable for whatever they do at the end of their term, or have our constitution reviewed, I think all these kinds of things will be reduced, will be minimized, because our leaders are not accountable for anything. The president, whatever, nobody is accountable for anything. So if accountability comes, there's a review of constitution. I think when people are doing something, they'll be very careful and they'll be mindful of whatever they do and make sure that whatever they say before they come to leadership, they'll do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Andrew in Adenta.
Yes. Good evening, Anna. Today is my first time of calling. I've been trying not to call, but
silent listener.
Yes. Today you have I've resisted all the temptation, but I have to call.
Thank you.
Because it's education that affects all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, one. Now, I don't know what to say about education because they have destroyed it. Because they give us free and they have taken us outside to go and train so that they will come back with their Oxford, with their Harvard degree to rule our kids again. Look, Nana, they have changed the curriculum for 3 years now. No textbooks. Now they said they are going to give them laptops. Laptops to do what? Laptops to do what? Do you know that without
laptops to expose them to the IT world?
That is one side. That is just one minute side of education. You know, what about the libraries? What about the libraries? Library is the learning institution of every school. So if you don't have library for the kids to do research, you only give them laptop. What about those who doesn't have access to internet? It means that you have just destroyed them forever.
Mm-hmm.
You are begging them. Give them textbooks for them to learn how to read. Learn how to read properly so that they can be taught well. But if you just give them, how do you call it, iPad, that you have all the textbooks are inside so they can go and learn. How sure are you?
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. But the iPads will have reading material on it. Ni Nachimota, let me hear you.
Yeah, hello, good evening, Nana.
Good evening, Ni.
Yeah, Nana, very good, intelligent questions this evening. I'll be very snappy. You know, I mean, you raise the issues. Many people have digressed from the issues. But to make it point blank, I mean, the free SHS, everything will have its own challenges, you know. But one important problem that we must see that we have with our leaders is about our constitution. Until we change the constitution that really favors coup makers, we will continue to lament this way. Look, somebody called talking about Kenya, talking about whatever. They've not seen anything before. We wouldn't go that route because our eyes are open in courts. We will use the legal means to do whatever we want to do, Nana. What I want to say is that Bawumia called for debate. Look, if we use the yardstick to get Bawumia, what about ex-President Mahama, who lost election? He came back, lost again. Shouldn't we call for debate? If we are getting in that Bawumia don't have the right to come back, what about Mahama? Somebody who flew this country and is coming back. Don't we have any competent person in the country? So people should stop saying those things for all debate. It should be no, Bagola. Let democracy flow. We will change president by our ballot. We will go any Kenya or American route. We will use the constitution and the right way to do that. Now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ronnie, I just wanted to engage you, but I think I'll go down to Moses in Bolgatanga. Moses?
Yes.
Good. Is that Moses?
Yes. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. Moses, before you even give me your submission, you see, what I'm trying to say is that as we are going into the elections, with all the challenges confronting us, I mean, would you want the leaders to come and say, look, Sector A, these are my solutions for Sector A. Sector B, these are my solutions for Sector B. So we can compare to see that, listen, if we go for candidate A, the suffering will not be as long as candidate B, or candidate B, the solutions you are bringing are unrealistic, so forget about it. I mean, would you want to hear something like that to make choices?
It's very sad, and it's sad not because I'm unable to do something, but it's sad that people at my age, 30-something years and going, we still go around clapping hands for these leaders, knowing very well that they are just doing things to benefit themselves. Why am I saying that? Since 2009, if my memory serves me right, this information ICT, they started doing it at a various basic schools. I must say that if you come to here in the Upper East Wing, if you go to the rural communities, basic school students still don't even know how a computer looks like. And they are teaching them. Basic students, they don't even know how the difference between a desktop and a TV. And they teach these children to go and write with people who are at various places. So the thing is that I think if young people can rise up and say that enough is enough, let's get our priorities right. Let's do what is needed. It's not about the number. 5,000 students pass what's in, and so what? 10,000 graduated from the university, the colleges, and whatever, and so what? Is it about the numbers that we are much concentrated on? We need to set our priorities right. And as young people, we have to start telling the leaders that this is what we want. It doesn't matter whether you're party A or B. We want this. Like what Kenya has happened. Kenya, they rise up. E-levy, they introduced E-levy when? We are still paying E-levy. And no one is talking about that. So we need to just stand up and say that we need this, and that is it. But if we continue following these politicians because they will give us 500 cedis as a per diem as communicators, then we are just doing ourselves this service. One day our children will ask us, what have we done for them? Yes, today we are all gathering up talking about Napo saying that, Nkrumah has not met any developmental strategy as compared to Nana Akufo-Addo. Let's ask ourselves, what will we do so that one day our children can also say something and we say, no, our grandfather, they were able to do this and this and that, like how we are pinpointing what Nkrumah has done. What can we also do that maybe 10 years to come, our children too can say that, yes, we too, when we were at this, we were able to do this for them so they can be proud of us, like the way we are proud to pinpoint Nkrumah things. It's a shame that young people, we are not standing up for what is right for us. It's a shame.
Thank you very much. Let me go to Ajimai. Hello, Ajimai. Hello.
Hello, Nana. Good evening. Trust you're doing well.
Good evening. Yes, I'm good. Hey, it's been a while. I haven't heard your voice in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm around, Nana.
Ajimai, everybody seems to be dodging my question. I'm just saying that by now, I mean, we got only 4 months to go into elections. So at least some key sectors, we should know in details everybody's plan towards it. I mean, review and fix is not detailed enough. Roads, everything. I mean, but today I'm looking at education. I think by now should we have proper, detailed plans, budgets, timelines, the frames, the implementation methods, what we have to contribute, so that A because A plan no, and I say B plan no, and I don't know. What do you think?
And the issue is, some politicians stood on the podium promising us or saying something that you will never do this, you will never go here, this is too much, this is that. When we come, you change this, you change that. They couldn't do it. So it looks as if they are very careful about the utterances or whatever they want to tell us. If the capacity is not there, they don't want to come and tell us, whereby after they win the election, they cannot do it. So for me, my issue is they don't have what it takes to help us. That's why they are not coming with any policy that should help we, the Ghanaians, in educational sector. We are copying wrongly from the whites. They have the resources and they put down the structures to help them. And the curriculum we are using here, we don't have the resources. We don't have the job market for it. But we are implementing it. That's how come people will finish the institution, tertiary institution, they will be at home. But they will rather go outside the country to go and do other jobs, which is below their standard. So Nana, it's a problem. Nana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But we do sector by sector, as I said. And I really want to test the polls to see, are we ready to demand details? Bad roads. How are you going to sort it out? Maybe next week or the week after, we'll tackle roads and see what the problem is. And so, what are you going to do? Health, agriculture, all these things. And then even the general mindset of our people, the overstation and all that stuff. There should be a plan, because there must be, it has to be deliberate. It can't be left to chance. But hey, it has been very good, Every Monday we come here to do the same thing. And let me say happy 16th anniversary to the Standpoint. 16th anniversary, probably the longest independent show on Ghana television. I mean, that's a milestone on its own. So our 16th, your audience, your institution still expects more from you, and you've done well. I mean, it's not easy at all. Producing a show for 16 years, that's a big one. That's a big one. But every Monday, I hope this is not the first time you tuned in. We come and we do this. I bring a topic, we Jojo, and as I said, we pour wisdom, share knowledge, and get exposure. And we'll be back Monday to do this thing all over again. I am Nana Ansah Kwao, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu Edumasa. Papani will be giving you the news bulletin. We'll be here for what has lined up. Some really soul-searching tunes as to bring us home. But all I can say, next Monday we'll be back to do this all over again. And thank you.